All right. The PFA Player of the Year. This one's going to be an interesting one for this season's award because I don't really know who's going to win it. I'll be honest with you. This is probably, there might be some years back in the day and things like that that I just can't remember. But I don't remember not having that many players that I would have put forward for this award. Whether you look at that and think that that's a good thing, I guess, because it's more of an even playing field, whether you feel that it's the other side of the coin, which is the quality is so bad that we're picking really from a bad punch. I don't know. But of course, I know there are a few players that quite well. There's maybe two main players I would say for this award, and then, of course, you've got your other players who maybe might come into play that might depend on who wins the league, who doesn't win the league, who might get into Europe, and little things like that. So I wanted to show you guys this quickly before we take a look at a couple of the nominees. This is obviously all the previous winners, and to be fair, I just wanted to show you guys this because I was like, yeah, this is kind of the level I would say that we've kind of gone to. Look at some of these players on this list. Obviously, Mohamed Salah winning it last season. Phil Foden had a really good season. The season before that, Erling Haaland, Salah again, Kevin De Bruyne back to back, Virgil van Dijk, Salah. It's been. I mean, it's really been Manchester City, Liverpool for like the last what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 seasons. It's just been Liverpool, Manchester City. So fair enough. N'Golo Kante, brilliant season with Chelsea. I remember that. Riyad Mahrez, he was absolutely excellent in their title-winning season. Eden Hazard, Luis Suarez, Gareth Bale, Robin van Persie, Bale again, Wayne Rooney, Ryan Giggs, Cristiano Ronaldo, Stevie G. I mean, okay. Obviously, I've just shown you guys that. That's the previous winners of PFA Player of the Year. That's the last 20 winners. Look at some of the names on that list, guys. Look at some of the names. So, like when we now come to this season and we now come to, okay, let's try and pick a player that we all feel, okay, should be, this guy has been the kind of overwhelming favorite and stuff like that. Can you now see why I'm struggling? Like, I'm really, really struggling to just pick a player that I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy. Honestly, like, if this is not another indictment of just how poor the quality has been, do you know what I mean? This season, and really going over the last couple seasons, to be honest with you, because I can't really remember outside of Mo Salah getting all those kind of goals and assists. I can't really remember who was actually that good last season. But when I'm looking at it, I'm just like, wow. Wayne Rooney, Gerard, Bale. So like these, like some of these seasons that I'm looking at were just there were some phenomenal seasons in there. Do you get me? Virgil van Dijk winning it. You know what I mean? A centre back. Is he the only one on the list? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, yeah, he's the only centre back that was on the list. Like, yo, you're talking about like I'd probably say all of them bar Foden and that's it. Yeah, probably Foden and Mahrez. Like they were all elite. Like I would have put them on the elite level of player, just like in a general kind of sense, right? This season, Jesus Christ, like the kind of nominees that we're looking at. I mean, here it says, Bruno Fernandes seems to be the overwhelming favorite. He's this is according to Polymarket, to be fair. 42%, Declan Rice at 26, Erling Haaland at 16, Shirky at 14, and then don't know why Martin Supermendy's in there. I don't think he's been that good at all, to be honest with you. This is obviously, I think this is from, can't remember who it's from actually, but this is obviously their odds as well. They've got obviously Declan Rice as the favorite, then Bruno Fernandes, Gabriel, Haaland, Semenyo. I think Semenyo's been good. He's been an absolutely excellent signing, for Manchester City. Supermendy there again, Bernardo Silva, Sabozalai. Wow, that's a real interesting one. Again, I'm looking at these and I'm just like, none of these players scream out to me that they are deserving of the award. Listen, I could be just being super duper harsh, I could be just being really harsh, but I don't really feel that there's this kind of overwhelming kind of favorite Shirky, and there are, and I wouldn't even have Shirky as the player of the season. I'd more put him in more of the young player or signing of the season. If it was the signing of the season, it's Shirky, and I can't think of anyone else, kind of thing. But player, I don't know if he's been like for a full season for like a long kind of period. I feel like he's been he's been good throughout the season, but then he's obviously had his bits of like his moments of just like magic kind of thing. So maybe you might lean more towards a Bruno Fernandez. Maybe again, Declan Rice. No, I really don't see it. Maybe at the beginning of the season. Maybe if the season ended in like December, I would maybe have potentially thought about it. Like he would be a lot more closer, I would say, to kind of winning it. Um, Fernandez, obviously, he's got so many assists. So I know we're just looking more at the assists than his actual performances this season. Obviously, he's been that Man United's obviously he's been their best player. Not that it was that difficult because no one there is really that good, but yeah, he's been their best player. Helped them obviously right now into getting into Champions League spots. Looks like they will get Champions League football come the end of the season. I know they're trying to just cement that spot. I think they just need to win a couple more games and then they will have that spot obviously sewn up. Obviously, we know it's the top five. Yeah, I'm not like I said. I just again is another one. I mean, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there any name in there that I'm thinking of? You know what? I was looking right, and one name obviously that's on there now is Igor Thiago. For me, I would be more looking at someone like him. And again, that's just more to do with the fact that Brentford have exceeded all of those teams on this list. Brentford have exceeded the expectations of every other team on this list. And it's not even close. It's really not close. Not one single soul looked at Brentford this season and said, "Oh yeah, they're going to be doing pretty well this season." You know what I mean? Challenging for Europe, Brentford. You definitely did not think that. You definitely didn't think that. Do you get what I mean? Like Arsenal, Manchester City, you would have. We all, yeah, they're going to be fighting for the title. That was kind of just a given, in itself. We did think Liverpool, of course, would potentially be in there, but at least Arsenal, Manchester City, that in my opinion felt that that was more of a foregone conclusion that they would at least, be in a title race, throughout the season. Manchester United, I can't remember where I had them. I feel like I had them in the top four when I did my early season predictions. I'd have to go and double check that. But Brentford, I'm pretty sure most people had them relegated. Keith Andrews, he was the set piece coach. That's what people were calling it. I mean, that's what it was, but that's what it was. What set piece coach as the manager. Like that's the guy you guys picked. Nobody foresaw this. So I'm gonna be honest. It's for me. It's more between Bruno Fernandez and like my top three would be Bruno Fernandez, Igor Thiago. I'll give it to Turkey. I think Turkey's, in my opinion, probably been a bit better than Declan Rice anyway. I really don't think Declan, and I really like Declan Rice. I think he is a really, really good and solid player. He would definitely walk into probably every single team in the league, or maybe Manchester City, with the pivot that they've obviously got. But yeah, I think that's my top three for this season. I really can't think of any. Like I say, different categories now. If we're talking like signings of the season, Cherky, yeah, he's probably the signing of the season. But Anton Semenyo is definitely battling him hard. And if they win the league, ooh, I may change my mind on that. Because, yeah, but that's a different conversation, in itself. But yeah, Bruno Fernandez, listen, I think I'm only really going to just give it to him just purely off of the amount of assists he's got. But then I don't know. I've watched a bit of Manchester United this season, like quite a bit actually. I don't feel like he's been that good. I'll be really, really honest. I don't feel like he's been that good. I feel like again, he's another one. He's had really good moments within the season, but as an overall, nah. And again, we've got to include the time period that Ruben Amorim was here, and where was Fernandez? At this period of time, So yeah, I think it's just one of those. I do think it's just one of those. Like I say, this season there really isn't anybody I feel that actually deserves to win, the PFA Player of the Year. But obviously, we can't just, what I mean? Someone has to pick up the trophy, and I think it is going to be Bruno Fernandez anyway. So again, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to call it an injustice. Even if Arsenal or a Manchester City player were to win the league, I still don't feel like any of them would, again, unless Turkey will be like the next closest one. So maybe if he just has like a stupidly insane run between now and the end of the season, it might change people's minds. You score a winning goal and all these kind of things. People start thinking of it differently, recency bias and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, listen, I'll go with Bruno Fernandes for the time being, but Igor Thiago is definitely like if I was scoring it, I'll be like, okay, Bruno Fernandes, I'd give him 60% of my vote, and then Thiago, I would be giving like 40%, really and truly, if I had to just pick between the two kind of thing. Obviously, if I had to add other people, then I'll shorten that. But yeah, I just think he's been really good, man. Like I said, I think that Brentford have exceeded everyone's expectations, regardless of where they finish now. They've exceeded their own expectations. I genuinely don't feel like they even thought that this season would go the way it kind of has. And the fact that you've now got a striker in there, and listen, they seem to do it. Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, Vissa, now Thiago as well. Yeah, they seem to be one of them clubs that they just always seem to be able to produce that kind of striker. So yeah, we'll go with that for the time being. Let me know who you guys would pick as your PFA player of the year. Please leave your bias at the door. And you know what I want people to do when answering this question? And I feel like this is really, really key. And I keep asking it. And I'm going to try and ask this in every single video and live video that I do. I want you to tell me why you think X player should win this award. And I don't want you to mention their stats whatsoever. I just want you to mention their ability and what it is they bring to the team. I don't want you to mention goals. I don't want you to mention assists. Just mention why you feel this player has been so good this season. Going to be interesting to see what people say about that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.